In 2025, shelters saw 34,000 more cats surrendered than the year before. A huge chunk of those surrenders came down to one thing: owners who believed things about cats that were never true. There are roughly 42 million households in the US with at least one cat. That's a lot of people living with an animal they think they understand, but often don't. And the gap between what people believe about cats and what's actually true isn't just annoying. It leads to neglect, behavioral problems that end in surrenders, and cats living shorter, worse lives than they should. Let's go through the myths that are doing the most damage right now. Myth 6. Cats are cold and don't bond with people. This one might be the most widespread myth in cat ownership, and it shapes how millions of people treat their animals every day. The idea is, dogs love you, cats tolerate you. It's repeated constantly, it's accepted as obvious, and a 2025 peer-reviewed study says it's simply not supported by evidence. The researchers found that the belief cats are non-social and independent conflicts with the current scientific understanding of feline behavior and domestication entirely. Most cats form strong attachments to their guardians and experience genuine comfort and security from being around them. They show it through purring, slow blinking, kneading, rubbing against you, and following you from room to room. The problem is that cats express affection differently than dogs, so people miss it. And here's where it gets harmful. When caretakers view cats as a social, they're less likely to provide affection, enrichment, toys, and consistent veterinary care. All the things that actually extend a cat's life. Myth 5. Purring means your cat is happy. Everyone knows this one. Cat is purring, cat is content. Except that's only part of the story, and the part people miss can cost a cat its health. Cats purr when they're frightened, when they're threatened, when they're in pain, when they're injured, when they're in labor, and even when they are near death. Purring is a self-soothing mechanism, not purely a happiness signal. Cats are very good at hiding discomfort, because in the wild, showing weakness makes them a target for predators. So, an owner who hears purring and concludes everything is fine may be missing a cat that is quietly suffering. If something seems off, purring doesn't clear it. Get the cat checked. Myth 4. Cats can drink milk. The image is everywhere. A cat lapping happily from a bowl of milk. It's in children's books, old cartoons, classic films. It is also nutritionally speaking a bad idea for most cats. After weaning, which happens around 6 to 12 weeks of age, kittens stop producing lactase, the enzyme required to digest lactose in milk. For the vast majority of cats, this means they are lactose intolerant. Dairy can cause diarrhea, bloating, and vomiting, and in some cases, it can even be life-threatening. The cat isn't being dramatic, and it's not a fluke. It's just biology that most people never learned because a cartoon told them otherwise 50 years ago. Myth 3. Declawing is a simple, harmless procedure. This is the myth that causes the most direct, irreversible physical harm. Declawing sounds like a nail trim. It is not a nail trim. Declawing is a surgical procedure equivalent to amputating your fingers at the knuckles closest to the fingertips. It robs cats of vital mobility and self-defense. Without claws for grasping, pain-free walking is impaired long-term, and behavioral issues frequently arise after the procedure. There are far more effective and humane alternatives for redirecting scratching behavior: scratching posts, nail caps, regular trimming, making the surgery completely unnecessary in the vast majority of cases. Multiple countries and a growing number of US states have banned it outright. The idea that it's a routine, harmless fix is not just wrong. It's a cover story for a surgery that leaves cats in chronic pain they have no way to tell you about. Myth 2. Cats are fine being left alone. Because cats have a reputation for independence, a lot of owners assume they're low maintenance, in the social sense. Feed them, change the litter, they're good. This assumption is one of the leading drivers of behavioral problems that end in shelter surrenders. Behavioral problems are the most frequently reported animal-related reason for surrendering cats to shelters. Things like aggression, soiling outside the litter box, and destructive behavior. Most of these problems aren't random. They develop in cats that are understimulated, undersocialized, or spending too many hours completely alone. Indoor cats can and do get bored, and boredom manifests as exactly the kind of damaging behavior that gets a cat labeled a problem. Scratching furniture, acting out, withdrawing. The cat didn't turn difficult. The environment failed it. Myth 1. Shelters always have plenty of time to find cats homes. People surrender cats assuming the shelter will figure it out. The numbers say otherwise. Shelters saw 34,000 more cats surrendered in 2025 than the year before, even as overall intake was declining, adding serious pressure to systems already stretched thin. Shelter cats are twice as likely to be euthanized as dogs, and while 94% of pet owners who considered surrendering a pet ultimately kept it after receiving some kind of support, most people never seek that support because they assume surrendering is the responsible option. It often isn't. The responsible option is asking for help before handing the cat over. Your cat is bonded to you, even if it doesn't show it the way a dog does. It can feel pain it won't show you. It can get bored, lonely, and sick from things you thought were harmless. The myths you carry about cats aren't neutral. They have consequences. Time to retire them. Which of these myths surprised you the most? Or is there a cat myth you're tired of hearing? Drop it in the comments. Let's clear up the misinformation together. If we want to stop the surrender crisis, it starts with replacing old stories with the facts. If you believe in giving cats the lives they actually deserve, hit subscribe. We're building a community that puts truth over tradition and cats over convenience.